What is going on, guys? Welcome to our incredible live stream event today. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Just getting started. We're actually been up for a while, getting a lot done today, but getting the ball rolling. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying yourselves. Let me validate that we are live. Very, very good. All righty. So first and foremost, guys, we have a lot to go ahead and go through today. So hopefully, you guys are actually getting a good start, rocking and rolling, and making it happen. As always, we definitely want to make sure that we are continually keeping our best foot forward and making things happen as we move forward and make things happen. So let's go ahead and validate here that we are live. Very, very nice. All righty. So good to see everyone hopping on today. What is going on, guys? Good to see everyone jumping in. Say what's up down below as well. Drop a comment, drop a like, because we do these lives every single 15th, every single time, to make sure you guys are actually getting the most bang for your viewership, because this group is free. We will always be giving out incredible value as long as you guys love it and always participate, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and get some more value today. First and foremost, guys, a few things I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about is actually being able to manage yourself and make things happen. Because one of the things that I would say is far overlooked, okay, aside from all the systems and ideologies as to how we actually go ahead and build consistency into a business, starts with yourself. Okay, now, how many of us ever doubted ourselves, ever felt like we weren't, all that we could be? Maybe we're not at our full potential yet, or just had some sort of kind of anxiety or stress factor that kind of held us back at one point or another. Let me know down below if that was you at any point, right? Even if you're a massively confident person, but there's going to be times where you're going out there and ultimately you're just not feeling so hot. Now things seem kind of intimidating, and you kind of have to get a bit more of an energetic kind of feel to go ahead and push forward in these types of scenarios, right? And one of the main things I want to walk you guys through is actually how to get through this, right? How to make sure that as you're operating and as you're being a successful entrepreneur or trying to become a successful entrepreneur, that your mental is in play and, helping you as much as you possibly can, because your mental will either help you or be your biggest enemy, right? And that's one of the main things you have to understand here, ladies and gents, is we're in battle with ourselves. Okay, keep that in mind. We're in battle with ourselves, and we have to make sure that every single day of the week you are, realizing that. Okay, you have to go ahead and play life like a chess game, not like checkers. Okay, checkers is a quick game that you kind of just move forward, okay, and you just try to win as fast as possible. Chess is a strategic game, okay? It's a slow game, and that's how life should be played. Okay, that's how life should be played. It's about, being strategic in the way that you do things, and these same ideologies will kind of play a part in the way that we do e-commerce as well. So as we know, e-commerce, the way that we do things here at Beyond Six Figures, we have systems for everything, whether it's product research, targeting, launching video ads, creating video ads, writing copy. Okay, all of these things are all parts of what creates a successful business, right? And now I want to go ahead and kind of correlate a successful e-commerce business with a successful person, entrepreneur, and someone who's living life. Okay, because we could all understand it from an e-commerce perspective, but then when we start talking about it from a self-standpoint perspective, it gets a little bit complicated. So first and foremost, we have systems in e-commerce, right? Whether it's product research, targeting, etc. We have a chronological order in which we do things. Okay, that's the same way that you should be within life as well. You should be preparing yourself for success, preparing yourself to win. Okay, if you're not preparing, you're preparing to fail. And quite frankly, the reason that we have so much consistency and success with our e-commerce system, with myself, as well as tons of my students, is because we're able to actually have a chronological order and something to follow. Okay, that's the main thing here that I want us to understand, guys, is I want you to have chronological order and something that you're genuinely following, okay, as you move forward, whether it's in life or your e-commerce store. We're going to go ahead and cover both these spectrums today, because as you're building your e-commerce store, you're going to feel these things I'm talking about. You're going to feel doubt. You're going to go ahead and feel, inconsistencies and volatility. And it's imperative that your mind is in the right place as you're building your business. Even if it's not an e-commerce store, any business in general, you have to make sure your mind's in the right place. Okay, so good to see everybody hopping on today. What is going on, guys? Good to see everyone hopping in here. We got lots of people on, whether you're watching from the BSF group, from Dropshipping for Beginners, from Ecom Empires, from Shopify, from YouTube, from Dropify. Good to see you hopping on today. Okay, and the points that we're covering here are going to be very, very, very important. Now, like I was mentioning, we got Magame, what's up? We got Abir. Good to see everyone hopping on today. Lots of awesome names here. Good to see everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. I think this will be massively helpful for you guys as well. So stay on the entire time. I will be giving out a Beyond Six Figures hoodie as well. The whole goal of this stream today is to help you understand e-commerce better, along with actually maintaining yourself as a person. Now, With that being said, as you move forward and understand a few things, okay, like I said, chronological order is important. That's why you need to have systems in e-commerce. If you don't have systems, you're not going to be able to actually have that consistency that you're looking for. When you don't have consistency, you're going to have volatility, and volatility breeds doubt. And quite frankly, doubt is going to, be the crusher of you in this industry. Okay. Understand e-commerce works. Okay. You've seen my students do crazy numbers. You see me do great numbers. You've seen people do incredible numbers. Okay. It works. There's no question if e-commerce works or not. It's how do you make it work? And you need to have proper systems. Okay. That's why so many of us here in the BSF program use systems, because it enables us to see the path forward and know where we're going. It becomes very difficult for us if we don't know where we're going, especially starting new in e-commerce. Okay, especially if we're doing 100K a month in e-commerce and have no idea to scale forward. You always have to know where you're going. Okay, if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to be able to specifically understand exactly what the next step is. And that's your biggest hurdle, is actually not knowing what you don't know, which is why it's so important to be informed and actually know the system that you're utilizing so you could actually play your next step strategically, like a chess game, like I've mentioned. Life is not checkers. Life is chess. It's slow and strategic. Don't be the guy who just rushes through it, just trying to get it done. For example, the guy who just rushes through it in e-commerce, is trying to get it done and play life like a checkers game, is going to just spend too much money on ads, not put together proper targeting sheets, not have a good video, not write good captions. Okay, won't have a good landing page, won't pick good products because he's skipping. He's not going forward and actually following a proven system. And that's where so many people fail, is by not having a system and not following something that's been proven time and time again. So with that being said, what I want to let you guys know, everyone watching right now, in this very group, whatever group you're watching from, whether it's my YouTube channel, my Beyond Six Figures group, or one of the Facebook groups that we have, because we own several. We have nearly like 700,000 people across all of our Facebook groups, which is awesome. Okay, we have a really cool e-commerce Facebook group kind of ecosystem. In one of those groups, or the YouTube, look in the guides or unit section of these Facebook groups. I'm putting systems in there for you guys to follow from scratch. Same system that I've used to go ahead and build all my stores and brands out. Same system that Luke has used to scale his business from zero to multiple millions of dollars. Same system that Jose has used to scale to 500K a month. Okay, all these people in our program have followed the same system. The one variable is the product. Keep that in mind. The only variable that you should have in your e-commerce business, and that's why systems are so important, is your product. Okay, keep in mind, when you have a binary system, remember guys, binary means either A or B, 1 or 0. It's either A or B, one or the other. When you have a binary system, okay, it's extremely, extremely important to understand that that's going to allow you to actually focus on what the variable is, okay, which needs to be the product, guys, which needs to be the product. If you don't have any systems, everything turns into the variable, right? And if we have everything as the variable, you guys let me know below what happens if everything is the variable. What happens, guys? Let me know. And no wrong answers. What do you think happens if everything is a variable? What happens there, guys? Someone commented as well. I recommend everybody that is not in BSF Platinum to join. Do this. Is everything and much more that you need to know, right? And this is literally someone in our actual BSF Platinum Club shilling the program because of how much over delivery we have within it. Okay, with no specific systems, you will all have variables, right? There's no consistency, nothing gets done, spot on. Okay, that's phenomenal there. And understand those points, guys, okay? With multiple variables, nothing gets done, everything's a free-for-all, we're throwing crap at the wall, it's not sticking. Okay, like Carly said, confusion and a lot of lack of success. We don't know what to optimize. Exactly. When you have systems in place, the only variable is the product, and you can focus on finalizing and optimizing that item, switching out the item, but not changing or switching out the systems. That's the main piece that you want to understand here, ladies and gents, and I'm so happy we do understand that. Now, for example, we have many people in our e-commerce program, right, who have tried 4 or 5, some students have even tried 9 times before they have found success, okay? But then they join Beyond Six Figures, and they are given a system. For example, Luke, who's done over $2 million with us, built 9 stores, 9 stores before Beyond Six Figures. None of them worked. He's given our systems, follows our product research, our captions, our landing pages, our actual, literally everything, video creation, targeting, okay, copywriting, and his 10th store is now that store that's a multi-million-dollar brand in success. That's the difference maker when you have systems, compared to just having no systems and many variables. Okay, that's the difference maker, guys, which is so, so, so important. I want to make sure we all understand that. And that's a true story, by the way. Okay, I'm not just making shit up here. Okay, it's a true story. Now, keep in mind, guys, one of the main things I want to go ahead and mention as well, okay, is the fact that when you have systems, you no longer have to guess or take long to go ahead and do things, okay? The whole ideology is when you're moving forward, okay, and actually allowing yourself to have that sort of consistency, you're able to actually make quicker progress and actually move forward effectively and not just be stuck in the mud. That's the whole ideology here, guys, okay? So keep in mind, systems really are that important. Okay, systems really are that important, guys. Now, with that being said as well, there's a few things I do want to go ahead and bring up about systems, okay? You have to understand that with systems, you want to have that consistency of utilizing and going through them. Okay, that's the most important point here, is actually understanding that it's all about the consistency of utilizing a system. A system won't be consistent if you use it once. It'll be consistent if you have a sample size of specific variables that you push through it, like certain products that you push through it. That's how you prove something, right? Is by going over and over and over and seeing the average, right? And that's the most important point. When you guys think of e-commerce and testing and launching and scaling, think of it as odds and probability. Okay, it's not how great am I? It's, okay, I know the systems. I'm amazing at my systems. Now let me dial in my product research so my only variable is as optimized as it could possibly be. That is the difference maker, like I've mentioned, guys. Okay, so if you don't have a system, get a system. If you don't have a system, go in the one of our Beyond Six Figures Facebook groups and click on the units or guides section and use our systems. That's what's going to get you consistency. Now, we have a question. When should we see profitability once we launch MBB? I would recommend between like 1 and 3 days is when you should start to see it, because you're going to start to kill the audiences that don't perform properly in MBB, so you can actually average out the audiences and have a nice lean campaign of highly performing audiences. Okay, which is so, so, so important. Now, with that being said, it's important to also understand. So one of our students says, first sales over 1 week, 9 sales so far. Incredible progress there as well. Awesome progress there. Now, with that being said, okay, understand that when you have that momentum and you kind of dial in that consistency after you've used the system and you found something that's working, you're beginning to scale up, you should be focusing on this solely, okay? Focus on this. Don't continue testing other items. Focus on what's working and scale there forward properly, okay? Do not go ahead and start doing a million things at once where you find consistency. Now you want to go ahead and find consistency with 5 more products. No, you want to work on scaling that individual item, which is so, so, so important. So when you have that specific variable that begins to do well, optimize it so it's no longer a variable. It becomes a control. Okay, now you could actually scale. Now your scale becomes the variable. That's the ideology here, ladies and gents, which is so, so, so important. Now, with that being said, I just want to check our actual group right now to see what we got going on in here. Okay, very, very good. All right. Now, with that being said, okay, so it's really, really important to understand, like I mentioned, that when you start to move forward to that next phase, that next piece, okay, that you're actually going to change what is the variable. The variable is going to be your results now. Okay, now that we proved the product, now the variables are the results. And that's why it's important to follow your KPI benchmarks and guidelines, okay? I literally have a whole diagram for the farm system over here walking through specific KPI guidelines. You have to make sure you're very, very strict on these, okay, specifically. That's the most important part. As you pass the phase of actually developing consistency, now you must learn to start killing audiences according to your KPI benchmarks, key performance indicator benchmarks, okay? What separates a good entrepreneur from a great entrepreneur is someone who actually knows when to kill audiences and someone who actually knows when to scale them, okay? Don't be scared to turn off audiences if they're unprofitable. Do not leave audiences on spending for no reason. It's so, so, so important that we don't do that, okay? That's one of the most important parts. Okay. Perfect. Now, with that being said, another thing I want to go ahead and bring up, especially now that we're in Q2, okay, and this is important for a lot of our e-commerce entrepreneurs who have either had consistency already, had high scale, okay, or looking to go ahead and build great in Q4. Q2, okay, which is where we're at now, is where Q1, Q2, and Q3 are where the businesses that scale and blow up in Q4 are built, okay? It's so important to understand those things, guys. Understand the purpose of all of this, okay? The purpose of all of this is to actually move forward properly and consistently so you actually allow yourself to move forward and scale. When you're in Q1 or Q2, you have to make sure, okay, that literally you're working in the off season, so you're actually performing in Q4. That's the most important point here, okay? Realize it, okay? Realize it. That's one of the most important things to understand is at the end of the day, you must move forward, okay, in consistency with these systems, because that's going to be the difference maker in you actually making progress and actually moving forward or not. Okay. All of these things are so important because when you kind of mix and match all these things together, you start to make much better progress. Okay. Now, when you are at the point where you have a brand and you're consistent and you're able to move forward, you have to continue nurturing it. Okay. You can't just let it be automated and let it move forward and not work. You have to build it a team and actually have some sort of consistency and flow into this actual game. Okay, you have to build out a team behind yourself. You can't do it all yourself. Okay, especially when you're starting to develop actual profit and you're actually building a business here. You got to go ahead and build out a back-end team. That's the most important point. So keep that in mind. Now, with that being said as well, I want to make sure we all understand a few things also, okay? Before you actually start to scale, make sure your processes are in line. And make sure everything that you're doing here, okay, as well as your Facebook page feedback score and the way that you're treating your consumers, your supply chain is all ready to go and ready for scale. Because 9 times out of 10, most people scale way too quick, okay? And they won't actually enable themselves to move forward and actually flourish because their scaling ends up imploding their business and ruining everything. Keep that in mind, guys, okay? It couldn't be more important to actually make sure that you're ready for scale, okay? Keep that in mind, okay? Now, with that being said, okay, I want you guys to make sure that you're using the content in these communities, okay? Use the content in these communities. Make sure that you're not just taking it for a grain of salt. Utilize the actual materials. Move forward, okay? And actually take in what I'm putting out here, because everything that we put in these groups has been proven through millions of dollars of my own spend, as well as millions of dollars of sales that we've generated, as well as our clients, okay? The stuff that we have here is proven, and you need to understand those points, okay? So start going through the material in these groups, going through the units, through the systems, okay? And understanding each piece and asking questions. We'll answer all of your questions, okay? All of these things are so important for you to actually move forward and maintain consistency while you're doing so, okay? So ask questions, research, do your homework. All of these things play an important role in you actually being able to scale. That's the ideology. Now, question is, any suggestions for products in Q2 2022? Yes. Outdoor experience products are the best items that I'm seeing right now. Items that are environment focused, outside based, and are actually an experience with family or friends. Experience-based outdoor products are crushing it right now. It's my bread and butter, what I would like to focus on mostly, and what I am focusing on mostly, okay, because that's where the money is. People are gravitating toward outside, especially with summer around the corner. Okay, that's going to be one of the best markets to get into, and we're at right now, especially with one of our newer brands. So keep that in mind. It's one of my favorites specifically as well. All righty, perfect. Let me view here. All right. So it seems like we are live in BSF. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, keep that in mind, guys. Okay. So with that being said as well, I want you to also understand that every single time I put something out in these groups, it's for you guys to actually take in and utilize in your own businesses. It's not just for our own health. I want to make sure you guys are using this stuff and genuinely making progress by using the systems that I created here. Because everything I give out is stuff that we've used for years. We've actually proven over the last several whatever, and we've actually been able to manage and scale forward with that exactly. So everything in the guides and unit section, whether it's product research, targeting, scaling, is all proven. And I want you guys to go through that instead of relying on wishy-washy YouTube content, okay, to go ahead and have that consistency moving forward, guys. Now, it says, is it advisable to check metrics on Business Manager app? I just started testing and I see adding to cart landing page view, but I can't find it on Facebook or Commently. So what you want to do is for actual real KPIs, use Facebook to go ahead and check there as accurately as you can. And then for a purchase, etc., check Commently to go ahead and utilize, because that's where you're going to cross-check purchases. Commently won't integrate the actual add to cart, etc. It'll only integrate purchase for now. So keep that in mind. With that being said as well, ladies and gents, we're going to start doing events like this every single 15th, like we've been doing every month, as well as the 31st of every month as well, to give out some incredible walkthroughs for you guys to understand and win with. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. Okay, I wanted to hop on here, say what's up, and see how you guys are doing today, which is awesome. We had a great turnout as well. And I wanted to make sure you guys are ready and prepared to continue through Q2 doing things right. okay, doing things right. When you see all the consistent success that we have here at BSF from our stores and our students, it's because we follow a proven system. We make sure that we're actually doing things right and proper so you can actually move forward and have predictability. Okay, it's not all about just throwing random products and hoping they scale. It's about preparing and actually launching with a system and consistency, like I've mentioned. So if there's one thing I want you guys to understand from today's live is actually make sure you use the systems that we have here at BSF and understand that when you have a system, you're cutting out many variables. The only variable will be your product, and then your product research system becomes that much more important, which is why it's so imperative that you use the BSF system, because that's strictly proven, has done 8 figures plus in student sales alone, and has been literally one of the main reasons we're able to find products so quickly that are winners is because we're using a multi-platform data approach that basically says or uses like several actual social sites to showcase if our product is actually working or not, which is so important. So keep that in mind, guys. A few things to go ahead and think about specifically. Now, with that also being said, and this is what Nick and I were talking about not too long ago. You guys know Nick Peroni, one of my good friends and partners, talking about actually going over the top with making sure that you're actually setting up your supply chain properly. Okay, if you're not setting up your supply chain properly, you're going to screw yourself in the end. You're not going to have consistency. You have pissed off consumers, and you don't have a brand to scale further. The way that we've had our brand so consistent, basically on autopilot over the last several months, is because of our supply chain. We've been able to keep it consistent, actually give them proper estimations of when we're planning to scale and what volume we're looking to do that month so they can prepare themselves with processing times, etc. And it helps us out a ton with shipping times and keeping consumers happy because the people are actually getting their units on time. Okay, and they're actually excited about it because the manufacturing plant is actually prepared for it and has the units in advance to go ahead and check them to make sure nothing's broken. Okay, so making sure your supply chain's in line and ready to go is the most important point for you as you scale. That's another reason you should actually hook up with an agent. Okay, get someone who actually cares about your business, who can actually service you from a manufacturing and supply chain standpoint. Okay, that's one of the most important things to understand, guys. Okay, so all of these specific things all come into one place and equal your business. Okay, so you have to take the systems from product research, whether it's targeting, video creation, supply chain, all of these things, and put them together and create that one wheel that just keeps turning, and that is your business. Okay, you don't want to go ahead and do all of these things perfectly, but then slack on supply chain or the other way around. It's all about specifically ensuring that you're moving forward and allowing yourself to have all of these things optimized and polished at once. That's what will get you the consistency you're looking for, and that's how you're going to actually maintain as you move forward and win. And there's a reason that we have the most consistent results in the industry here in e-commerce for drop shipping to branding. It's because we actually do things right. We have systems, and we have an incredible walkthrough that ultimately shows you guys how to make things happen themselves without having to go out there and test 1.5 million items just to find success. You should be trading your time for your ad spend at first, okay? Saving money, but spending more time. That's what you should be doing at first, okay? That's how you actually be the most cost effective and understand that this is the way to success, is by taking your time, following proven systems, and safeguarding your ad spend by only testing what works. Keep that in mind, guys. And I want to just make sure you guys understood that, which is so important. So keep that in mind. And also I'll have Arvin drop a link down below our actual Beyond Six Figures program that we're partnered with Nick Peroni on, which is really cool. This program is a 6-month-long experience where we take you under our wing, and we simply walk you through how to build it from scratch, how to actually develop consistency, and we kind of flash your brain of everything that you previously learned, so you can actually use real systems that work in 2022, so you can move forward consistently and predictably. So I'll have Arvin drop that link down below in all the groups, as well as YouTube, which would be super important. And it's just important you guys get your hands on this, click the link, and are able to actually make it happen. Now, with that being said, what's super important, guys, is the fact that you're, able to actually, move forward predictably. And with that being said, you got to have guidance. Okay. You got to have guidance. That's the most important point here. So make sure you actually click it on the e-commerce link down below. And you guys are getting involved with us here. If you have any interest in actually rocking and rolling, working with people who care about you, 8 figures plus in student sales alone, the most consistent e-commerce mentorship in the game right now, which is awesome. If you have any interest at all to work for 6 months to a year straight, it's going to be very important, guys. So keep that in mind. I want to make sure you guys are rocking and rolling properly and are just moving forward with people who can actually give you the right guidance, because there's a lot of people out there who won't have your best interest in mind. And we've built the reputation we have here at Beyond Six Figures because we actually care about you and your business. And quite frankly, if you look around at any other Facebook group in the industry, you won't find a single one with more consistent results than we have here at Beyond Six Figures. And that is one of the most incredible things that we've been able to do. That's a lot of real hard work. And quite frankly, we go above and beyond for that exact reason. reason, because we want to maintain that reputation of having some of the most consistent results the industry has seen. And if you're someone who actually wants to get real coaching and is sick of being bullshitted every day of the week by all these guys who haven't done it for themselves and haven't even done it for others and helped others do it as well, I would definitely recommend clicking the link that Arvin's dropping below. He's going to go ahead and drop it. You want to click on it. Okay, it's super, super important. Or you can just go to this website, justinwoll.com/VSL. It'll walk you through the entire program, and you click the button on that page as well. It'll take you into a chat with me where you can speak with me personally as well to go ahead and get a bit more information as to how to work with Beyond Six Figures and how we've been able to go ahead and make it happen as well, guys. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, hope you have an incredible day so far. We got so much awesome feedback on live as well. I appreciate you guys. We're live in like 6 different groups right now, which is sick. And you guys have been giving us amazing feedback over the last several months and years, and we appreciate that more than you guys know. So a big hats off to you guys. Thank you so much for following us every single day of the week. And we can't wait to continue to going live every single 15th of every month, ladies and gents. And quite frankly, we love y'all. Thanks for it's just crazy to see how much you guys support us every single day of the week, no matter what we're doing. Every single time that we go ahead and drop value, you guys are showing support and engaging. And that's the most important thing for us. When we create systems and give them to you guys and drop value as to how we're scaling our businesses, the fact that you guys showcase gratitude and just show that you like it and are actually using it and getting results, that's what keeps us fired up. So hats off to y'all. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. The whole BSF team, says a formal thank you to you guys as well for everything. And up until this point, keep staying up to date. I want to be coming at you guys with tons of more lives and incredible content as well. This was a nice kind of cool hangout today, very laid back, relaxed live event, hangout with me, not scripted, just literally just chilling out, hanging out with you guys. And hopefully you guys enjoyed today as well. Stay active in our groups as well. And if you have any interest at all, like I've mentioned, justinwoll.com/VSL is where you want to go ahead and get into a chat with me and see what exactly you got going on. I'll audit your entire business before you're even in our mentorship and see what you have going on, just so I can ensure that we can actually help you before actually getting rocking with us, guys. So with that being said, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day and enjoy it. I love you guys. Seriously, awesome feedback today as well. You guys are sending me personal messages as well on my Facebook, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys more than you know. All the amazing words of incredible appreciation is always appreciated by us and reciprocated, and we'll never stop over delivering for you guys as well. We love y'all. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one, guys.